What's up, everyone? Today, we've the Botslab G980H with us. It is a 4-channel dashcam setup, and it definitely takes things a step further by giving us 4 recording channels working at the same time. Now, whether you're commuting every day, spending hours behind the wheel, or simply want better awareness around your vehicle when it's parked or moving, having extra recording angles can make a big difference. So today, we're taking a closer look at the Botslab G980H to see what it's like to install, how the 4-camera setup works, what kind of image quality we can expect, and whether this system is worth adding to your vehicle. Starting with the package itself, Botslab includes pretty much everything needed to get the system up and running. Inside the box, we get the main camera unit, the rear camera, the 2 side cameras, a 128GB memory card, electrostatic stickers, mounting accessories, cable routing tools, documentation, and the rest of the installation hardware. For a 4-channel system, installation was actually easier than we expected. The main unit mounts to the windshield just like a traditional dash cam. The side cameras connect directly to the main unit and attach magnetically, which makes positioning simple. After that, it's mostly a matter of routing the rear camera cable through the interior trim and connecting everything together. Considering we're working with 4 recording channels, the installation process feels surprisingly straightforward. In many vehicles, the most time-consuming part will simply be hiding the cables neatly. The biggest reason anyone looks at the G980H is the 4-camera setup. Unlike a traditional front and rear system, this camera records what's happening around much more of the vehicle at the same time. The front camera handles the road ahead, the rear camera watches behind us, and the 2 side cameras can either monitor the sides of the vehicle or be adjusted toward the cabin depending on how we plan to use the system. That flexibility is actually one of the more useful aspects of the design. Someone using their vehicle for rideshare services may prefer interior monitoring, while others may want extra coverage around the vehicle itself. Botslab gives us the ability to configure the system either way. For drivers who spend time in busy parking lots, crowded streets, apartment complexes, or areas where side impacts and parking incidents are common, having those additional recording angles provides a level of coverage that standard dash cams simply can't match. The G980H uses a 3.18-inch touchscreen display that feels responsive and easy to navigate. We can view all 4 camera feeds simultaneously or switch to individual cameras whenever we want a closer look. One thing we always appreciate is simplicity, and Botslab gets that right here. As soon as the camera receives power, recording starts automatically. There are no extra buttons to press and no setup routine every time we start driving. Voice controls are also available, allowing us to perform actions without taking our hands off the wheel. Commands for saving footage, taking snapshots, or changing views can all be handled through voice input. Features like this might seem small initially, but after living with a dash cam for a while, convenience becomes a much bigger deal than many people expect. When it comes to image quality, the front camera defaults to 3K recording out of the box. For most situations, that already provides plenty of detail for road signs, surrounding traffic, and general driving footage. If we want higher resolution, we can jump into the settings and switch the front camera to 4K recording. Naturally, higher resolution footage consumes more storage space, but it's nice having that option available, depending on our priorities. The remaining cameras record in full HD, helping maintain balanced recording quality across all channels. One thing we noticed immediately is that Botslab includes a 128GB memory card right inside the box. Many dash cams still arrive with a 64GB card or sometimes no card at all. Since we're dealing with 4 cameras recording simultaneously, storage becomes much more important. Including a larger card from day one simply makes sense and saves us from immediately shopping for an upgrade. The camera supports GPS tracking, but instead of simply recording coordinates in the background, Botslab presents that information through a much more visual overlay during playback. Alongside the video, we can see real-time speed information, directional data, altitude readings, timestamps, and GPS coordinates displayed directly on the screen. When reviewing footage later, having all that information available alongside the recording makes it much easier to understand exactly what was happening at that moment. Whether we're looking back at a daily drive, reviewing an incident, or simply checking where a clip was recorded, the additional data adds useful context that basic video footage alone can't provide. The companion app ended up being one of our favorite parts of the experience as well. Using the built-in 5.8 GHz Wi-Fi connection, transferring videos from the camera to a smartphone feels quick and responsive. Instead of pulling the memory card every time we want access to footage, we can connect directly through the app and manage everything wirelessly. From there, we can review recordings, download clips, delete files, adjust camera settings, and access driving data right from the phone. For a 4-channel system that generates a lot of footage, having a reliable app makes a huge difference in day-to-day usability. Honestly, this is the kind of feature that often gets overlooked when shopping for a dash cam. Recording footage is important, but being able to quickly find, review, and manage that footage later is just as important. Fortunately, Botslab seems to have put some real effort into making that process straightforward. Of course, none of the extra cameras matter if image quality falls apart once the sun goes down. Fortunately, the G980H includes WDR technology and infrared support for the side cameras. Night footage remains clear enough to identify vehicles, road markings, pedestrians, and most of the important details we want a dash cam to capture. The side cameras also benefit from the infrared system when used for interior monitoring, allowing them to continue recording even in very dark environments. For a 4-channel setup, overall nighttime performance feels solid and dependable. After spending time with the Botslab G980H, it's clear that this system is designed for drivers who want more than the traditional front and rear dash cam experience. The 4-camera setup is the headline feature, but it's supported by a surprisingly complete package. The responsive touchscreen, automatic recording, voice controls, GPS tracking, 5.8 GHz Wi-Fi, and user-friendly mobile app all contribute to making the system easy to live with every day. We also appreciate practical decisions like including a 128 GB memory card right in the box. Since 4 cameras naturally generate more footage, having extra storage available from day one is genuinely useful. The ability to switch between 3K and 4K front recording gives us additional flexibility, while the overall image quality remains strong across all channels. So if you're looking for a dash cam system that expands coverage far beyond the usual front and rear setup while still offering the convenience and smart features modern drivers expect, the Botslab G980H is definitely worth a closer look. That was our look at the Botslab G980H 4-channel dash cam. Thanks for watching, and as always, let us know your thoughts down in the comments below. If you found this review helpful, don't forget to share it with someone who might be looking for their next vehicle upgrade.